welcome to Sister Sister. This is going to be how to paint a llama. These are our little sample llamas. This one is bigger. So this one has the bow on it. And then this is the other little sample llama. This is the size that you'll get in your kit. And then we had a Fortnite one for when Fortnite was real popular too. But this is the one we'll be doing. This is the one the video is for. I had a request for that, so I am gonna paint it real quick. So this is what your piece from your kit will look like. This will be drawn on. If it gets covered up, you can draw it back on. I promise it's not hard. And then you would have multiple kits. You're always gonna have like a cream color, and then just a multiple of kits for the blanket part and the dots and the pom-poms or the lights, depending on what you think they are. So the first thing you're gonna do is base coat it cream. If you can, try to base coat it light, so then you'll be able to see those lines back through it. If you can't and you need to draw those lines back on, it is super easy. So you remember you want to do the sides. So you want to do the sides. If you want to do the back, you can. You don't have to. A big part of the time, do the sides first, just so I have something to hold on to. I don't always, but sometimes. And remember, this color can be whatever color you want. I put cream, I think, in most of the kits. But if you wanted a pink llama, you could mix your pink with your cream and make a lighter pink, and you would still have enough paint for sure. The llama has been really, really popular, so all around the edge. If you were to put this outside, I know a lot of the kids ones won't go outside, but if you were to put it outside, this just seals that edge, because we do use MDF here. So the main thing about MDF is it can swell in water if it's not sealed. So you just want to be sure and seal those edges. Okay. If you want to take your little brush and go, let's see if you can see it, in between those areas right there. I'm going to tilt this camera down. Sorry, I forgot. There you go. That's probably better. If you want a little brush to go inside those little creases right there, you can totally use this little brush. Just take that little brush and just paint in there. You might be able to get in there with a sponge brush too. I'm not sure. Just kind of dab it in there. You'll probably, things that are not in your kit is probably a paper plate or a plate of some sort, or a piece of wax paper. Sometimes I use wax paper when I don't have a paper plate. Okay. Then if you just lightly go over the top, if your paint gets too dark and it covers those lines up, just remember you can put them back in. Now that you saw the pattern, it's probably really easy to put them back in. Or you can try to paint around it if you're really, really scared. Okay. After you put that coat of paint on, you want that coat of paint to dry. So you can hit it with a blow dryer or go take a break and get a snack and then come back. So I blew it dry with a blow dryer, and now I'm going to put the lines back on just so you can be able to see them darker. But you may be able to see yours without doing that, but I want you guys to be able to see them on the video. So you can just trace back over. I'm just tracing over where I can see them where I put them on the first time. And they don't have to be super dark because you're going to paint over them anyway. And if you wanted something different and you didn't want this pattern, you could just paint it really dark and do whatever you wanted to on it. Okay, so like that. Then you're gonna get your other colors. Yours came in little paint pots, but I'm gonna use these big colors that we have. I'm gonna use pink and teal and this real popular coral color and red. So you're gonna take your small little brush, and you're just gonna paint in whatever, whichever color pattern you want. So whatever colors you want to paint in there. And you'll probably want a cup of water too, and a paper towel. So this little brush you'll just wash out, and then you'll use your next color. Just paint that little blanket in. If your lines aren't super straight, this is a time where you can kind of straighten them up too, if you want to. Sometimes I just pull the paint out of my brush and I don't get it wet. So some colors you can do that. Blacks you have to wash out, but some of these other colors, you can just kind of pull them out of these little brushes. It's also because I'm somewhat of an impatient painter. So I just want to go on to the next color. So and if some of these are too thick, like you wanted some extra, you want them to be thinner, you could always put an extra one in there. This shape's been real popular. The unicorn has been real popular. What else? The rainbow's been pretty popular. So if you want those colors darker, you would just let it dry and do a second coat on top of it. Now you're gonna do the little fringes on the bottoms. They were drawn in, but if you painted over them, it's totally fine. So those little fringes are just little wisps like that. And I'm gonna just put these colors just every so often. I'm not gonna be real perfect with it, because it's a blanket. just little V's, little bitty tiny V's. And I usually do 2 and 2. And then I'm gonna use the next color and go right next door to it. And if you didn't leave enough room to get all your colors in there, it'll be okay. You won't really be able to tell. Then I'm gonna use my coral. So that one's getting kind of full, so I think I'm just gonna put a couple of corals in. And then I'm gonna put a couple of reds in. So still all your colors are in there, but it's not in a certain pattern. But you could make it into a pattern if you wanted to. Okay. So, it's backwards. Okay, there we go. Now I can see it. So I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. And then I'm going to work on the hooves and the mouth. Or the muzzle, I guess. I don't know, whatever. The nose, I guess it's the nose. So you should have some black and gray. If you don't have any gray or your gray is too dark, you could put some of your cream or color in there. And I did black at the bottom, I think. Yep. That's where these hooves are. And I did black in this first line where the little nose is. Again, this can be however you want it to be. If you wanted gray here and black on the other end, you could do that too.